What's up guys, Day0 Gaming here today, and I have this guide about the silver stake, which silver stake to use, how to get it to work properly, and everything about the silver stake. So the attachments you want to use, everything. So this is going to be a pretty good guide about the silver stake. Um, so obviously it says increasing bonuses when the technique gauge is low. Um, I'll explain how the silver stake works and all that here in 1 second. Um, Obviously, you want to get it up to Mark 3 to have all your bonuses. And then these are the attachments you'll want to use for just clearing ads and stuff in the main world, like while running the, not the bosses basically. You'll want to run a suppressor. When you're not on the boss fight, you just click left and it'll take it off. You won't need the muzzle flash because you'll forget to put the suppressor back on later for the ad clearing. So to make things simple, just do it that way. The secondary weapon you want to use while your ability's up will be the stoner, and to get it up and everything like that. Preserve your ammo on the silver stake when you can, basically. So the silver stake. The number one thing you will want to do is make sure you are the assault class. That is step one. Assault class, you'll get more damage. Your ability will, it'll come back a little bit faster than some of the other classes, but for it to work 100% of the time, you will need to use the assault class. Now, to get the max damage from your silver stake and for it to work correctly, all 4 players in your game will need to be using the assault class, and that is a fact. I'm not trolling, I'm not trying to piss people off or anything like that. If all 4 players are using the assault class, your silver stake will work. That is why it doesn't work sometimes. You want to make sure that you are using that. So another thing is all 4 players can have the silver stake. You just cannot have more than 2 people trying to use the ability at the same time. So you want a max of 2 people using the ability at the same time, or 1 person won't get the buff. Only 2 people can have it active at the same time. So basically, but you can combat that by having 2 people using one type of silver stake and 2 people using the other type of silver stake, the tactical and the full auto. So that's how you would use that. And then another thing would be that make sure that you are using the stoner LMG while doing the rest of the damage, because some people like to use these other weapons that are pretty bad at DPS, and 9 times out of 10 this weapon will out damage any other weapon in the game. I don't care what its stats say. I do not care what this stat page right here says, because honestly, like, that doesn't matter. It out DPS's everything in the game other than this weapon right here. So I mean, I don't care about statistics. I care about field tests, and this weapon right here is a boss. Okay, so when you're using the silver stake, you want to make sure that so you can get more damage by ADSing, but I always feel like when you're ADS, the fire rate's a lot slower. I don't know if that's just my perception or not, but I try to stay third person zoomed and crouched. That way I'm more accurate. And the silver stake it's not a glitch, but the silver stake technique will work on any boss. As I just had beat this one, and I have
But
videos
see,
of me
not
beating it
everyone
on every
comfortable with the
boss.
silver stake.
I'm explaining the silver stake right now, stream. So the silver stake, here's how you'll use it, right? You'll be using your LMG throughout the entire boss fight until you get your ability. Then you'll hit your ability, you'll keep using your LMG, right? If you need to reload, you'll even reload during this period. You see that bar on the bottom left? While that bottom left bar is going, you'll use your LMG. The second it hits that, you can switch over to your silver stake, and this period is where your silver stake will be doing damage. When your ability bar has hit that very low point after using your ability. And it'll be up until about 50% of your bar is full. When about 50% of your bar is full, you'll stop doing optimal damage with your silver stake, and you'll switch back to your LMG and continue using that, and then repeat the process over and over. That's how you use the silver stake, 100%. And that's how you do the most amount of damage, is switching in between the LMG stoner and the silver stake. A suppressed silver stake will obviously, like, the damage will be a little bit lower. Unless you're using the silver stake tactical, then it has a built-in suppressor, and it will not lower your damage with the suppressor. So if that's more your cup of tea, you can do that. Both silver stakes work the same way, like I just described. And that is pretty much the guide right there. Like, it'll usually push, so say the boss's weak points are blue during the other bosses, not the supercomputer,
Would
but
you recommend the Stoner
say,
Compact or the regular Stoner?
so in between the Stoner Compact and the Stoner, I'd go with the normal Stoner because you can put an extended mag on it. The that's an extra 50 rounds. Enough said there. For sure. So the silver stake, that's how you use the silver stake. Here's the attachments one more time, and that is it currently. Now when you're using the silver stake, as I said, only 2 people at a time, unless you're using 2 different variants, then all 4 players can use it at the same time. And you can melt ball in about 20 seconds, gargle in about 20 seconds, this bot in about a minute and a half to 2 minutes, and then the last boss in about 40 to 50 seconds. I mean, honestly, it makes all the boss fights easier, quicker, and if you have any more questions, drop it down in the comment section and I will answer them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.